Welcome to the Nintendo Power Zone, guys. It's your boy Nice, and we are back with some devastating news if you're a fan of Universal Studios theme parks and Nintendo. So today it was announced that Super Nintendo World has been delayed at Universal Studios in Orlando. It was originally thought that this would be the first theme park to open outside of Japan for Super Nintendo World. To see it getting pushed back is truly heartbreaking. It had been delayed multiple times already, one due to the fact that Universal hadn't specifically decided whether or not they were going to build the park with the existing areas that they had at either Islands of Adventure or at Universal Studios itself. Then last year they did announce that they were building a third theme park called Epic Universe. Remember, they had acquired 25 additional acres of land, and they had bought some more after that, because initially they weren't allowed to actually build another theme park in that space that they had bought, but after buying more land from the seller, they were able to do with it what they chose. Yes, they did announce Epic Universe. Now, they didn't announce specifically what would be at Epic Universe. We didn't get any information on any rides, but they did release some artwork for Epic Universe, and in it, if you look in the far left-hand corner of the map, you can actually see what appears to be Super Nintendo World, at least the Mario section. And if you go even further, we have the inklings of what potentially may be a Donkey Kong themed section. This is all speculation. None of it's been confirmed by Universal, so we don't know if any of that is actually true. It does seem to be that this is where they would be building Super Nintendo World, based on the fact that why would you open a new park and not have a marquee attraction for that specific park? And it just felt like a good fit, specifically when we're talking about Epic Universe, as Nintendo is a universe in and of itself. So it makes a boatload of sense for Universal Studios to focus Super Nintendo World in this brand new theme park that will have a whole lot more epicness to provide us with, because we know it's not going to be exclusively Super Nintendo World. It is a massive park, and if you look at this concept art that they revealed, it looks really beautiful, somewhat futuristic, different from your traditional types of theme parks, in the sense that the hub world, it looks like there's multiple hubs versus the traditional center hub that leads out to the other sections. It looks like there are legitimately 3 hubs at this theme park, all surrounded, and then the very back there's that beautiful hotel. We're gonna assume it's a hotel because it's always a hotel, right? Really upsetting, because Super Nintendo World, just the delays in the Japanese theme park itself made it feel like this announcement just stings even more, because you think about it, Super Nintendo World was supposed to open last year in Japan. Obviously 2020 being the year that it was kind of fucked everything over in that sense, so nothing happened, and it did get delayed to this year. It is open now. They opened on February 4th, I believe, in Japan, to great success. People are thoroughly enjoying the theme parks. I've seen a few videos of people exploring the parks, not too much because I don't want to spoil too many of the specifics for myself, because I have planned a trip to Japan, simply because I cannot wait until 2025 for the Florida park to open, and I live in Florida, and it's just not feasible anymore. I have to get myself out to Universal Studios Japan in order to experience this park as soon as possible. And the good thing is, I do have a new job, which is really great, so I can afford to do stuff like this again. So I am excited, and I'm planning my trip now. For my listeners and audience who also may be disappointed by this news, I implore you to do the same. Start saving those pennies, because it does look like for right now we have to go to the Japan theme park in order to experience Super Nintendo World. Now, the news of this delay, it's not unexpected, right? 2020 really messed up the way that we do anything, specifically construction, and the constraints that wearing masks and working under the conditions, especially in Florida where it's humid and hot. I can imagine that this is hard. Plus, Universal Studios does need to rebuild the staff that they may have cut when they had to close the theme parks last year. So it's going to take a lot to get this up and running. 2025 is actually a fairly good release date considering the setbacks that this has had. It is really unfortunate that this delay is happening, because when all is said and done, we first found out about the collaboration between Universal Studios and Nintendo back in 2016, before the Switch had even come out. Uh, so by the time it opens in 2025 here in Florida, it'll be 9 years from the date of the announcement. Now, granted, they were able to progress very quickly in Japan. Despite the delays, they still managed to complete the park. But now knowing that the entire construction at Epic Universe at Universal Studios Orlando has been delayed, that's just such a bummer. And from the looks of it, just going based off this concept art, this is going to be a massive expansion to Universal Studios. They bought 25 acres of land and then bought some more. So we don't know how big the scope of this park is, but it is a lot of land for them to do a lot of amazing things. Super Nintendo World just being the one that we can grasp at straws for, because it does seem like it is a lock for this specific universe. It is unfortunate, but you know, it is what it is. Like I said, if you want to experience Super Nintendo World, there is a theme park in Japan. Start saving those pennies, get those plane tickets ready, and just suck it up until then. I'm not a big fan of this news, but it hurts more as a Florida resident, because I was wholeheartedly expecting to just be able to drive an hour to get to that theme park, and now knowing that by the time that park opens in 2025, I will be 42 years old. I will legitimately be 42 years old when that park opens, and that's a terrifying prospect, right? At this age, I'm starting to get old. I want to enjoy the remaining bits of my youth, and 2025 just doesn't cut it for me. So yeah, we're gonna hop on a plane, me and my girl, and we're going to Japan, because that seems like the only way that we're gonna get to experience the park at this rate, while I'm still young-ish. Yeah, we're gonna throw the ish in there, because 30 was the new 20 about 15 years ago, and at 37 I'm just starting to feel old. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I did want to give my honest opinion on this. I do think it sucks, but if we can get something that's as good as what's happened in Japan, or even better, since there is a potential of a Donkey Kong section, I am wholeheartedly willing to wait to experience that when it opens, but I'm not willing to wait for the experience as a whole. I definitely want to get to that theme park at the earliest possible time, and yeah, to do that, it looks like I'm gonna have to make a trip to Japan, which was always on my bucket list anyway, so it's not like I'm really hurting myself by doing that, right? Anyway, guys, I want to thank you so much for watching. Remember, if you like the content that we put out, you can always download new episodes of the podcast on Spotify, Stitcher Radio, iTunes, wherever you listen to your podcast. If you like the video content that we release, you can watch us right here on YouTube. And if you like the song that you're listening to, that's done by former co-host of the show, Mario After Party, aka Chris Shaver. You can download his music on iTunes, Bandcamp, stream it on Spotify, and even watch it here on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for watching, and remember to stay fresh. Deuces.